Today is the perfect day to stay in the kitchen and bake up some goodies. Hey guys, my name is Vanessa and today I am sharing with you guys 2 really easy and simple recipes that you can make for a crowd. So these recipes are super easy to double make in various batches, however many you need, or just one batch for your family. But I am not the only one sharing yummy goodness today. I'm actually collabing with several other ladies here on YouTube. I will have the playlist down below so you guys can check them all out. So after you see what I'm whipping up, go check them out one by one. Leave them a lemon emoji if you are new to their channel so they know that I sent you. Subscribe, check out their videos, and just give them lots of love for this holiday season. So let's start baking. So first up, there are so many variations to make cookies with cake mix. So I'm gonna show you guys my holiday version of one. So for this recipe, you're going to need 1 box of white or yellow cake mix, whatever you want to use, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 2 large eggs, 1/3 cup of any kind of oil. I'm gonna use extra virgin olive oil. You could use canola oil, you could use melted coconut oil, really any kind of oil. 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then whatever kind of sprinkles you want. But you're going to need quite a bit, 1 cup of sprinkles. So we'll see how far this gets me, but I have some more on hand if needed. Okay, so first up, we are going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. While my oven preheats, I am going to line a cookie sheet with some parchment paper. And one way I like to get my parchment paper to stick is I do go ahead and spray it, because even if I'm using parchment paper, I know I always wash my pans anyway. Especially when they're larger. You can see here the parchment paper is not, I didn't get it long enough to fit the entire pan, but that helps it just stick a little. So first up, I'm gonna take my cake mix and pour the whole bag into a large bowl. Then my 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and just give that a stir. Now we're working with a smaller bowl, and in here I'm gonna put my 1/3 cup of oil, the 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, and both eggs. Then we're going to whisk that together. All right, back to our big bowl. We're going to add in our egg mixture and stir this really good until you have a dough consistency. Once you've got the dough mixed up, then you're going to add your 1 cup of sprinkles. And I've got about 4 different kinds in here. But how Christmassy does that look? And you don't really want to dye your dough. You just want to gently fold all the sprinkles in. And these are gonna be like a funfetti type of cookie. Sprinkle overload for sure. And now we can get our tray ready. So just get little scoops and put them on your platter. Okay, so my batch and the size that I scooped mine out with made 34. Time to get them in the oven. And we are going to bake these for 9 minutes. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys the difference, and I did this on purpose just to show you guys. So typically this is what a cookie would look like done, right? However, if you leave them in until they look like this, they are gonna be more of a crunchy, crispy cookie. So if you like that, then yes, leave them in until they start to get lightly brown. So for this tray, I'm gonna take these off of my cookie sheet right away so they don't cook any longer on the heat. However, this is what I like my cookies to look like. So you can see they don't necessarily look like they are completely done. However, I love soft and chewy cookies, so this is perfect, but I'm going to leave these on the trays, on the heat, for about 3 minutes so they continue cooking just a little bit, and then we will get them off and onto a platter. And the cookies are ready to serve. So if you are keeping these, I would just put them into an airtight container for about a week. But you could freeze these once completely cooked as well. Put them in a gallon size baggie or really any container that you want as long as it's airtight, and it'll last for 2 to 3 months in the freezer. Okay, so the second recipe I am sharing with you guys today is a little more intensive, still on the easy side, just a lot more ingredients and super yummy. I also have a 9x13 pan, so these are going to be like a chocolate cookie bar instead of cookies. So these are gonna be in bar form. So I have my 9x13 pan. Again, I sprayed it and then I put my parchment paper down. This is gonna make it easy to pull out and cut into nicer squares than trying to cut it in the pan. So I've got that set. For this recipe, you are going to need 1.5 cups of flour, 1 cup of old-fashioned oats, not the quick cooking oats, 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 stick of butter or 8 tablespoons of butter. Also going to use 1/3 cup of creamy peanut butter, 1/2 cup of sugar or whatever kind of sugar you want. We don't have any like regular sugar on hand. We use a lot of sugar replacements, so I'm going to be using this Lakanto monk fruit sweetener. It is still a 1-to-1 ratio. So if you're using regular sugar, you will still use 1/2 cup. And same thing with the brown sugar. I have this sugar replacement for the brown sugar, but you can use a light brown sugar as well. And that is going to be 1/2 cup also. Then 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. For the eggs, you're going to use 1 large whole egg, and then you're just going to use 1 large egg yolk. 1 cup of mini chocolate chips. And I am forgetting an ingredient. Let me grab it real quick. All right, I knew I wanted to make these a little more festive for the holidays. So I have about 3/4 cup. You could use a whole cup. This is just what I had left of basic chocolate coated or candy coated chocolates, aka M&Ms. You could also use peanut butter M&Ms if you wanted to add even more peanut butter into this. But like I mentioned, I already had these and I didn't want to go out and buy anything else. But you could totally mix up the flavors and it would still be super yummy. So I have about 3/4 cup of these. And then I'm gonna add in some sprinkles also, about 3 tablespoons. And I think I'm gonna go in with this green and the red. So those are all the ingredients. Now let's get to mixing everything up. All right, psych, just kidding. Before you start mixing it up, go ahead and preheat your oven. We're sticking with 350. Okay, we are going to put our 1.5 cups of flour into a small or medium-sized bowl, along with 1 cup of the old-fashioned oats, 3/4 teaspoon of the baking soda, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And I'm using a fork. You can use a whisk, but just mix all that together. Okay, to a larger bowl, I am adding my 1/3 cup of peanut butter. And I did go ahead and melt my butter just a little bit, about 15 seconds in the microwave. Also adding my sugars, so 1/2 cup of the brown sugar and 1/2 cup of the granulated sugar. So if you have a handy dandy KitchenAid, this would be great for mixing. However, I'm just gonna use a hand mixer. So I have this on about a 2-3 speed, and I am going to mix all of these up until they are nice and creamy, and it should take about 2 minutes. Okay, that is mixed up, but we are not done with it. I'm just going to move it to the side for a second, and now I'm going to separate my egg. So I have this, I have no idea where I got it. I will try to find one and link it, but super easy to separate your egg yolk. And that way you can keep your egg white, because you can still use that in lots of recipes, or whip up with some peppers and onions for breakfast. Super yummy. So I just crack my egg over this little gadget and kind of just shake it around. And it has 2 slits in the bottom, and let's see, I'll try to hold it up. You see the egg white? So I just need to get it to let go. There we go. So my egg white is now in the bowl, and I can save that, and the yolk is in here. So I'm going to add my egg yolk to my bowl. Also going to add a whole egg and my 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So before I mix these ingredients with my blender, I am going to scrape down the sides of my bowl just to make sure I'm getting all the ingredients nicely incorporated together. Okay, I've got my wet ingredients, and I'm going to add the dry, and I'm just going to mix it up until it's well combined. All right, now I'm adding my red and green M&M candies. Like I mentioned, you could totally use peanut butter M&Ms also if you really want that peanut butter taste. And who doesn't love more chocolate? We're gonna add 1 cup of the mini chocolate chips. So we're just going to fold these in, mix it up just a little bit. And now we are just going to get it into our 9x13 pan and just spread it out and get it as even as we can. And no, we did not forget the sprinkles. The sprinkles are going to go on top, and these are totally optional. So I'm just gonna take 1 tablespoon of the red and sprinkle that around. And 1 tablespoon, I think I said 3 in the beginning, but I really don't think it needs that much. 1 tablespoon of the green. And with your clean hands, go ahead and press that down into the dough. All right, and we are going to bake these for 14 to 16 minutes. All right, bars are out of the oven, and I am going to let this cool completely, so about 20 minutes. All right, and your soft peanut butter chocolate chip cookie bars are done. These are definitely one of my kids' favorites, and even though they are a little on the messier side because they're so soft, I definitely wanted to share it because, like I mentioned, my kids love them. And the sprinkles, I mean, kids love sprinkles, so they get a kick out of it every time. Typically they help me put these on, but I'm making these while they are at school so they get a nice surprise when they get home. All right, cookies and bars are done. I hope you guys enjoyed baking with me today. If you did, give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new. I would love for you to join along while I do Vlogmas, which is post a video every single day during the month of December. Also, don't forget to hit the playlist down below, watch and see what everybody else is baking up in their kitchen. Leave them a lemon emoji if you are new to their channel and show them some love. So if you guys want to recreate these recipes or have them on hand, I did type them out in the description box so you guys can copy them and have them for your own. So I will see you guys tomorrow in another video. Happy baking, bye.